I'm Rana Shahbaz and I'm joined by Jeff Quibb today. Jeff is the founder and CEO of SearchEnginePeople.com. SearchEnginePeople.com is the Canada's largest search engine optimization and social media marketing agency. Hi Jeff, how are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks. Raina, how are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for taking time for this video call.
Well, thanks for including me. Much appreciated.
In our last video, you mentioned that keywords are the foundation of SEO strategy. Could you please explain a bit more on this?
Absolutely. When I say that keywords are the foundation of SEO strategy, I mean exactly that. When you build a house, you want to build it on a solid foundation. And same with building a search marketing campaign, whether it be paid search or organic search. You want to make sure that the keywords that you choose are keywords that will convert for you, or at least will accomplish your goals. And I say that because there are an infinite number of ways that people can search for your business. And in fact, Google itself has said every month 25% of the search queries they see have never been seen before. So you want to make sure that the search queries that you're optimizing your site for are keywords that will bring in business for you, or at least help you achieve your goals. And that's why if you choose the wrong keywords and they don't help you accomplish your goals, for example, if you're a retailer, if they don't help you sell, then basically you've built your entire search marketing campaign on a weak foundation. It can't and won't accomplish the goals that you've set for it. So all that to say, keywords are the foundation. You've got to properly choose your keywords to begin with.
Excellent. Would you please describe a term we often use, buying keyword?
A buying keyword? Absolutely. Basically, anybody who's come from a sales background knows that when they're talking to potential clients, there are certain buying signals that clients give off. An example would be, if you're selling, let's say, a stereo or stereo equipment, a television, electronic equipment of some sort. If somebody says, "Does this television come in red?" And at that point, that's an indication that they're very, very interested in that television. And generally, it means, as a salesperson, you would go for the close. The same thing goes with search. What's really interesting about the search terms that people use is that it tells a great deal about where they are in the buying process. So if somebody says, purchase television in Toronto, well, then they're very late in the buying process. Then basically they've given you a buying signal that they are looking to buy. And that's really what we mean by a buying keyword. One that's going to convert in the very near future and gives you a definite possibility of having them convert in this visit itself.
Excellent example you've given here. What are the long tail keywords and why we should use long tail keywords?
Long tail keywords are essentially, if we break down keyword groupings into two different types, there are head keywords and long tail keywords. Head keywords are those keywords that are requested very, very frequently, so they have high search volumes. And typically with high search volume keywords, they're more generic in nature. So shoes, for example, cars, very, very generic in nature, the head keyword terms. So they're requested a great deal. Long-term keywords are long strings of keywords, so maybe 5, 6, 7 words within the keyword string. But what that means, and so the long tail keywords are keywords that are requested very infrequently. But because they're very long keywords, because they're very specific, people are typically much later in the buying process than they are with head keyword terms. For that reason, you want to try and rank for those keywords because people are later in the buying process. People who find you as a result of long-tail keywords are more likely to purchase in the very near future. And that's one of the reasons why you want to try and rank for as many long-term keywords as possible.
When we say long-tail keywords, can you just give an idea what are the minimum number of words we should be considering when selecting long-tail keywords? 3, 4, or 5? What are the best minimum numbers of words?
To constitute a long-tail keyword, you mean?
Yep.
I would typically say probably 3 keywords would be the minimum for a long-tail keyword. Often it's a lot more than that. It may be 6, 7, 8 words in a term. And what we're seeing over time is people get better at searching, we are starting to look for longer tail keywords than shorter tail keywords. So rather than type in shoes now, we're all conditioned to understand intuitively that searching for shoes won't necessarily give us what we're looking for. We would need to type in shoe stores Toronto or Nike shoe stores Toronto. So we need to be more specific in how we search.
Yeah, I think this is how the customer can save time if they are searching for the more specific keyword. You know.
Yes.
What are the main other main points you should consider when doing your keyword research?
Well, there are really 4 different things that we look for when choosing keywords. The first is search volume. So it doesn't matter if you rank for a keyword if nobody searches for that keyword. So you want to look at the search volumes and make sure that there's ample search volume to justify trying to rank for it. If you're going to put a concerted effort into it, you don't necessarily want to make it a long tail keyword. You want to make it more of a head keyword, really. The second is competitiveness. How competitive is the term that you want to go after? So are you a small mom and pop operation and you're up against the likes of publicly funded companies, in which case you're going to have a really difficult time because you don't have the financial wherewithal to compete with them. Third is the relevancy. How relevant is that keyword to your business? So if you're a florist, what good would it do you if you rank for the term plumber? You want to make sure that it's related to your business in some way, shape, or form. Ideally, florist, and then whatever city you're in. And last, stage of the buying cycle. So one of the interesting things about keywords is they say a great deal about where the searcher is in the buying cycle. Again, if they use a very generic keyword, florist, plumber, they're very, very early in the buying cycle. If they use a more specific keyword term, then typically they're later in the buying cycle. An example would be emergency plumber Toronto. If somebody types in emergency plumber, guess what? They have a problem. They need a solution right away. They're much later in the buying cycle. So those are the 4 things that we look for in terms of choosing keywords properly.
Yeah, I see that you might have lots of plumber customers. You use plumber really, really often example.
It lends itself well to this kind of explanation, yes.
Yeah, I think it's an excellent example. And the last question, how important is that to have your main keyword in your domain name?
It's important. It's not crucial to have your main keywords in your domain name. If you can do that, it will absolutely help you rank. I can't give you a percentage because I don't really know, but it would definitely save you a lot of effort in terms of you would have to build fewer links to get the same results if you have the keywords that you want to rank for in your domain name.
Can you give an example of this?
Yeah, one of the examples that I've used a lot recently is if you look for Dentist Chicago, you'll see that 2 of the sites that rank there for Dentist Chicago actually have the domains Dentist Chicago. And they're not quite as powerful in terms of their link profiles, but just by lieu of the fact that they've got Dentist Chicago in the domain names, it's given them a real boost in their ability to rank for that term within, obviously, Google.com.
Yeah, excellent. Where can folks find you more and connect with you, Jeff?
They can find me more at a blog at searchenginepeople.com /blog, or they can find me on Twitter at jquipp, Q-U-I-P-P as in Peter. They can also find me on LinkedIn, just Jeff Quipp. Those are the most frequent places to find me.
Thank you so much, Jeff. It's been a pleasure to have you here again.
Thank you, Raina. It was a lot of fun once again.